I made a few videos, I would say last year sometime, about Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni situation. And now that these text messages have been unsealed, there's more information coming out. So here's where I was right and here's where I was wrong. Where I was right, excuse me, first let's start where I was wrong. Where I was wrong, doesn't seem like Blake Lively had some kind of emotional relationship with Justin Baldoni going on. Not in the sensual sense, not in the sense where it seemed like she liked him and was falling for him. That, it seems like, at least for now, it seems like I was wrong about that. But it does seem like she had an emotionally manipulative relationship with not just Justin Baldoni. It seems like I was right about the fact that she was emotionally manipulative to Justin Baldoni and literally to every other person on this cast. Here's what I want to say, man. I've been working on TV and film. I've been working as an actor and a filmmaker since, I would say, 2012. So we talking about 14 years now. And I remember before I moved to Los Angeles, I've been here for about 5 to 6 years now. Before I moved out here, I used to always hear about, how Hollywood is. I finally moved out here. I booked my first show, Grey's Anatomy, and then I booked Rap Shit. No, first I booked How I Met Your Father, and then I booked Rap Shit on HBO. And I would say the first time I felt what Hollywood is or what it could be was on those two shows, How I Met Your Father and Rap Shit. One of these days, I'm going to make a more thorough video talking about my experiences on those two shows. I've never made that video because I'm trying to play the game. I've continued to try to play the game, which is what every actor out here does. I'm sure there are so many actors out here who have so many things that they would like to express, but they don't because they're playing the game. They're being diplomatic. They're going to the party and they're trying to say what they feel like they need to say while knowing there's certain things that they shouldn't say. But I absolutely feel like, if I would have leaned in on my, how should I say, my ratchetness when I was on Rap Shit, I think I would have been more beloved. I think I would have absolutely been more of a fan favorite amongst my castmates. But, and then on How I Met Your Father, I'll figure out how to express that one. Not right now. But here's the deal, man. When I go on set, I go on set like I'm going to work. It's one thing Denzel Washington always says when you see him in interviews. I love this too. He's always like, "See you at work." So serious, man. It's like people be like fawning over him, like, "Denzel, I just booked something with you." I saw a clip of him, and forgot who that was. I was talking to him. I think it was the guy who played the lead in the Wu-Tang show. Forgetting his name right now. Um, and then he was on Moonlight. Forgetting his name, but and Denzel saw him there on the red carpet and was like, "All right, all right, all right, all right. I'll see you at work." Kept on going about his business. Walked off with his wife. It's really powerful. And one thing I always took from that was, bro, this is a motherfucking job, bro. This ain't no fucking La La Land type bullshit where we're coming here and we're fulfilling our dreams and nah, bro. This is a motherfucking job, and there's a job within the job. And if you don't understand the job within the job, then you might not actually be able to make it out here because the job within the job is the Hollywood part. The job is to show up, be prepared, know your lines, hit your mark, say your lines, perform well, perform above and beyond, take great notes, be able to make adjustments, and be a good fucking human being. Don't cross the fucking line. Don't grab nobody's booty. Don't grab nobody's thigh. Allegedly, Tyler. Don't cross the line in no way, shape, or form. That's the job. Don't, and that's not even the job within the job. That's the job. Don't cross the line. If you call SAG You call SAG, one of the first things they say in the first little option where you press buttons is, are you trying to are you trying to how do they say it? They say, are you trying to um report sexual harassment? It's so rampant. But is it? The crazy thing is, once it became rampant, once it became a thing, it became a weapon. And in this, with all these text messages that are being unsealed, Taylor Swift's joints, Blake Lively's joints, conversations amongst Isabel Ferreira and them, the producers, Alex Sachs. One thing I notice is this is mostly women now. This is mostly women doing this shit, trying to take over. This is one thing that I do not like about feminism, and I'll talk about that another time in another video. But feminism taught women to come and replace men. And one thing a lot of these women are trying to do is replace men. They want to be in the powerful positions. They want to be in the driver's seat. That's what they want. Can you blame them? Can you blame them? Men have been making more money, you know, forever. Can you blame them trying to see if they can attain that position, that opportunity? Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds allegedly trying to take over this movie for the sake of Blake Lively having a film where she now all of a sudden is the leader, the lead producer, maybe even director potentially of a damn leader of a franchise, because that just hits different. That's not a quick $1 million movie. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years of millions of dollars. You can't blame these people. Now, here's what the main thing that I'm even saying this for. I'm on the road right now. I don't have no uh, paperwork in front of me or nothing like that. I'm not gonna say any of what I've been reading verbatim, but what I'm hearing from all these text messages that have been out now in the public is the Hollywood aspect. This is the job within the job aspect. Because Blake Lively is texting Justin Baldoni all while this shit is going on, being really sweet to him, telling him that she loves him and loves the work that they're doing and she trusts him. And then literally in text messages with Taylor Swift saying shit like he's so dumb, he's a fucking clown. And then she's texting Ben Affleck and Matt Damon talking about how it's a clown show on set and the director's a clown and how she had to direct everybody. Crazy thing is, you didn't have to do none of that shit. Really, you're supposed to show up and be respectful, understand the hierarchy on set. And because you do that, he does his job and you do yours. But because Justin Baldoni ends up hiring somebody who's more famous than him, and feminism, they're using that shit. There's been a renaissance, i.e., rap shit had a slogan, a motto, bad bitch renaissance. So that's the era we are in. Because Justin Baldoni hires this woman who's above him, this woman who's being trained by Ryan Reynolds, who we've already heard that he's done literally the same fucking thing on his biggest film. Here we go. Now she's running the same game Ryan ran, but in her own way. And when a woman runs it, it's going to be completely different than when a man does it. It's just going to be. Men, we're more in your face. We'll more so have the argument with you. Whereas women, they're going to more than likely be sweet to you and then have all the conversations on the side. And when you're hearing all these conversations that are being had on the side, the ones amongst her and Taylor Swift, it's really sad. It's really hard to hear because you come out here, you work really fucking hard, you put all your energy, you mortgage your life, coming out here to California, paying the most ridiculous taxes to try and accomplish this goal that is literally so far and beyond what even is remotely low key possible sometimes. Like I just saw a post. I'm gonna try to post it in here. I don't know if I saved it, but 90% of people are waiting for this opportunity. 90% of people are waiting for the opportunity to do this work. 10% of people are working. Imagine that. Think about that. That means only those 10% of people have insurance through SAG. And the other 90% of people, They got a fucking job. Some of them don't. And that's why a majority of times you come to California, not a majority of times you come to California, excuse me. That's why when you come to California, you will see so many homeless people. Because I guarantee you at least half of the people out here who are homeless are people who came out here because of their dream. Dreams will leave you stranded and homeless. You're going to have to figure out how to make things work. And if you're going to make it work in this industry, you literally have to be able to be somebody who can pivot. Pivoting is more important than anything. Justin Baldoni, shout out to Justin Baldoni and his entire team. His entire team, because the main thing he did when they started threatening him was he started pivoting, and he was doing it while he was filming this movie. And I just have so much respect for how he's handled this. We have not seen him go to the press and try to trash this woman, despite the fact that they are trashing his character every single chance they get, despite the fact that they literally just doxed him and his team and put their address out there for anybody who wants it to be able to go and do whatever the hell they want with it. His address, his contact information. There's so much bad behavior that goes on in Hollywood, and it happens because people are chasing power. Power is the drug. Power is the drug. I don't know if Blake Lively likes to get off on anything, like, maybe she drinks, since she does have her own liquor company. But you can't tell me you don't see that this woman gets high on the pursuit of power. Pop. The pursuit of power is so alluring to so many people. They will lie in your face on set, lie to you, tell you how much they love you, act like their take needs to be taken, act like they even have something passionate to give to the script and to the performance, simply to be able to go and lie to the PGA and say, I directed every actor in this movie. I put forth all this time in this movie. It's a shame what this woman has done, because first of all, I believe this is going to set women back in the workplace in this industry for years, maybe decades, which is a good thing, because if a woman really thought that this shit was okay, something needs to give. Okay, because it's happening from the top to the bottom. And when Blake Lively starts to act like that, ultimately what happens is other women start to feel like they should do it too. You got the other woman, Alex Sachs, who, I've never worked with Alex Sachs, but I remember a long time ago. I'm a type of guy who, a majority of the stuff that I've studied, I'm self-taught in almost everything. My filmmaking career is self-taught. Even my acting career is self-taught. I've worked with a lot of coaches, but a majority of my time has been me just going on YouTube and finding shit or buying books and studying shit, and then the occasional coach. But Alex Sachs is somebody whose stuff I ran into on YouTube because, what was it? What was it? What was it? Come on, Daniel. Come on, Daniel. Fuck. It was a video for damn. There's a video on it's a damn, the name's not coming to me right now. I'll try to link the video in the description. But it's the first time I ever saw her. She did like an interview with it's a company that is very popular, and they make these really great videos for filmmaking. If I wasn't using my phone right now, I'd find their name. Um, great company though. Great company, great resource as far as what they provide. I don't use it because it's just too costly and I don't need it. I got other stuff to use if I want to write my script and make call sheets and stuff like that. Um, um, but I think it's script something or whatever. Anyways, saw her in this interview a long time ago, and comes off as somebody who's knowledgeable and sweet. But then when you hear her and how she's talking in these text messages too, this shit is just straight up evil, dog. And I could see why Justin Baldoni has said he doesn't know if he even wants to be in this industry ever again. I have felt that way, honestly speaking. Like, it's been very challenging. I got a show coming out right now, Marvel's Wonder Man. I'm in like a couple episodes on there, but that's the last time I've worked, and that was in 2023. So since that time, I've literally just been living off of my residuals and going to get a real job, which I got a real job last year because, I mean, I can't sit around waiting on this. I still audition all the time. I'm still auditioning like crazy, but I literally have to pivot when it's time to pivot. And so I see scenarios like this, and this is why when I come to set, like I remember it was one of my castmates from rap shit who used to say stuff to me like, why you don't be coming to the trailer with us when we be smoking weed and this, that, or the third? You don't be pulling up on us. You just come and then you just be to yourself. And this is why, my nigga. This is why. Because I don't know y'all like that. And y'all don't know me like that. And I'm not trying to be all up in y'all face like that. Because that's not what the hell we came here for. We came here to go to work. We came here to make sure that we get the job done. And sure enough, that girl was somebody who never really knew her lines like that. Never really was prepared like that. What do I do? Where do I get off trying to have fun with y'all? I got a job to do. I'm not even number one on the call sheet. I was like number 5 or 4 or something like that. 5. I was like number 5. Where I get off trying to act like you? You go ahead and do your thing. I'm not about to be all up in y'all trailer. So then what if something crazy happened and y'all say Daniel had something to do with it? No, it's not. That's not what's going to happen. I'm going to be sitting in my trailer, minding my fucking business, reading whatever book I brought or preparing however I think I need to prepare, and I'm going to move forward like that. I'm not about to spend my time all up in everybody's face. Sometimes you're going to go on set. This is for any actors, aspiring actors. Sometimes you're going to go on set and you're going to meet some cool people and y'all going to click. Y'all going to click right away. But here's the thing. Actors are so charismatic. Actors are built to click. We literally go into these acting classes. Some people go into school for acting. And the main thing they learn is how to click, how to connect with the script. And connecting with the script also means connecting with the characters. And connecting with the characters means connecting with you. So sometimes that's their job. That's the thing they're focused on, is connecting with you and listening to you. They do that better than anybody else in the world. That doesn't mean they fucking like you. Period and point blank. Period point motherfucking blank. It don't mean they like you. So we can get real clicked up on set. We could be vibing real hard on set. Like, damn, like this person feels like the homie, especially when you got scenes with somebody where y'all gonna be kissing and y'all got sex scenes. I've had multiple kissing scenes in shows that I have been on, and sex scenes in shows that I have been on where there's times where there's no clothes involved and there's times that there are clothes involved. Yo, those scenes are so intricate and and specific and sometimes dangerous, downright dangerous, because you don't know that person. And y'all might have clicked for that scene, but there are plenty of people who after that day on set can say, yeah, you know what, I thought about that now. I'm not that comfortable with what all we did on set. I didn't like this happening. There are some people who, I just did a project. I just finished a 3-day shoot. And we didn't have an intimacy coordinator on set. And me and my castmate, me and my co-star, we were the leads of this joint. Now, I asked, her what she was comfortable with, what she's not comfortable with. And me as a man, sometimes I don't really tell a woman that you can't do this and you can't do that and so on and so forth, because I'm trying to never overstay my welcome. I'm trying to make sure that any of my co-stars feel very comfortable with me. I almost put it on myself to be the one who's prepared to take a step back with you. I always want to be the one who's the most careful one, because I'm the one who feels like I'm the one that got more to lose, really, when it boils down to it. Not just from a financial standpoint, but, family. A lot of my co-stars, they're not necessarily married or nothing like that. They don't necessarily got kids or nothing like that. But beyond that, men versus women. That's what we've been on. Women versus men. That's what we've been on. And you add men versus women and women versus men to the sphere of Hollywood, and you get a really, really fucked up concoction. You know, this ain't the type of this is like drinking clearer than dark. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be back to chop it up on this, but yo, this is the darkest type of shit possible right here. What we seeing in this case right here is the darkest type of shit. Like, I'm very, very happy that Justin really just comes off as that kind of dude that's got the confidence to move quietly because he knows he really wasn't involved in this foolishness. When you see these text messages from Taylor Swift and Blake Lively talking about, yo, can you back me on my script? I'll send it to you, but you don't even have to read it. And then Taylor Swift just pulls up and then just reads it. I guess I should say allegedly, so I'll say it allegedly. But yo, the text messages are out now. So we seeing what's what. These are subpoenaed text messages. These ain't no ideas that people are talking about. So ain't nobody about to hit me with no lawsuit. You feel me? I'm just making this video because yo, I've seen it and it happens. It really does happen. People really do get sued. People really do get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And so I just I'm putting this out there for people who are aspiring actors, filmmakers, and you know, it's not even just really in Hollywood. There's politics in every business we are in. Every single one, there's politics. So this shit happens. This shit ain't new. It's just that this one right here, we're getting a chance to see the ins and outs and the text messages. We really seeing the ins and outs. I really, really do hope that Blake Lively gets sued tremendously, tremendously. There needs to be some kind of precedence set here so that moving forward, even women are more careful with the way that they treat their co-stars. Last but not least, the way Blake Lively talked about her co-stars is now out in the open. And there's moments where she's talking about Brandon Sklenar and how she's saying, like, I'm feeling like a pimp right now. This, that, and the third. Yeah, put on a skirt and get out there on that corner. I'm not saying it verbatim the way it's probably in the text, right? But like, all I'm saying is, bro, let me talk like that. Let's see what happens if I start talking about my co-stars like that. What you think would happen if I was talking about Hillary Duff like that? Come on, man. Let's be real. Let's fucking be real. It's never okay to talk like this, bro. It's never okay to move like this, bro. You here to shoot a fucking movie. This is a blessing. Dog, this is a blessing, dog. There's a reason why Tom Cruise has had such an amazing and long career. Maybe some people might want to say luck or whatever, but like, no, Tom Cruise pulls up on set and he's like the happiest motherfucker on set. He pulls up on set and the first thing he says is, man, we're so lucky that we get to do this. This is a motherfucker who's practicing gratitude. He understands, he understands. And yeah, okay, it's Tom Cruise and he's highest grossing. Nah. He's grateful. It's a lot of people who are the highest grossing and they're the ones doing all the fuck shit. The type of shit going on right here, what Blake Lively created. She created all this. You know what I'm saying? She created this web of dissatisfaction. If Blake Lively was telling her friends, Matt Damon, them, if she was telling them, hey, oh man, this movie's gonna be great. This movie's gonna be amazing. The energy would have been different, you know? But instead, she's more so focused on being the face of a film that ends up being not just a film, the face of IP tied to a book and books that ends up becoming one of the biggest cash cows in Hollywood. Trust me, everybody wants that. Everybody wants that. You see them commercials like the Mayhem guy and the Progressive Woman Flow, like that's what they got. You know, that repetitive work. That's what they got. You know what I'm saying? Those are people right there that they're in that top 10%. Those are people right there that really, when it boils down to it, they low-key ain't got to work for a nice little minute. If something crazy happens, if another strike happens, which I'm hearing that there's low-key another strike on the horizon, those are people right there that are set to be millionaires and to be good. I just wanted to make this quick video. It's a lot longer than I intended. stuck here in traffic. But I just wanted to make this quick video to talk about the ins and outs and the darkness of the foolishness. It's a damn shame what the hell has gone, what's transpiring in these text messages. But man, shout out to Justin Baldoni, his family, his wife holding him down. Shout out to Justin Baldoni for, showing up on set and being a good dude. It's a shame that they took advantage of a good dude. I've also said in my other videos, I would have never allowed this now. I would have never allowed this. I'm already more of a hot-headed dude. So off the rip, I do love working with my co-star, and I do love making sure we're both good. So there is a give and take. But I have no problem putting my foot down. That's something that I do on the regular. I put my foot down. I really don't fuck off about that. It's a shame that this is what happened to Justin on this big movie of his, this big break, this movie he invested in and people invested in him. So it might be really challenging for him to get that kind of opportunity again unless he creates it for himself again. But it might be really challenging to get a studio involved backing him after this kind of fiasco. So I hope he countersues. I hope he wins big. And I hope Blake Lively really creates this precedence where a lot of the feminism bullshit that has really started to become the most toxic thing in politics and in Hollywood, I hope she becomes the face of that and why that ends. G shit. Yo, you got to this part of the video. I really appreciate you. My name is Daniel Augustin. You feel me? I'm gonna tap in with you, man. Got a lot more videos on the way. You dig? Would really appreciate if you decided to subscribe though. That I know. That will make my day. You dig?